Greetings fellow Q&A lovers, and not. My name, so is my identity, for now is a secret. While KTAA in production, I decided to launch in between episodes with quick overview of Avatar's Q&A so far, where I'll briefly summarize Q&A results from past weeks by reflecting on them my pretty extended life experience. So, shall we start with the first 5? Why are we want things that we don't actually need? Because we're usually trying to replace with these useless things feeling of emptiness that can be created by anything from frustration to unhappiness. I bought many useless things in my time, and the more I got, the more I wanted, but it never fulfilled me fully. It was just short dose of pleasure which was ended right after I got what I wanted. So don't rely on materialistic things to make yourself happy, cause they won't. Why are we trying to look like everyone else? Because it's our adaptational quality which allows us to be a part of the society or fit in the community. We'll use it as a survival mechanism. I tried to look like everyone else, but it never felt right to me. So I decided that I'd rather be different but happy with who I am than be like everyone else and feel miserable by trying to fit the mold. So if you can't fit the mold, develop your own. Why are we letting problems to consume us? Because in the world of the fast-paced surroundings, we overwhelm ourselves with too many tasks, and instead of solving them one by one, we're trying to tackle them all at once. Through the years, I got in the habit of trying to do many things at once, which always led me to discarding more than a half of things that were planned, or dropping the whole idea as not realizable because the problems of its realization was too much. Why is so difficult to learn? Because it creates feeling of discomfort in our brain due to creating new or relinking existing neural pathways until these paths become more stable with understanding the subject. Every time when I start to learn something new, I always feel rejection in my brain, but I don't let it get to me. And soon after, this feeling fades out, and learning actually becomes pleasurable. But to get to this point, you have to overcome the first barrier. Why are we always behind schedule? Because until we reach every particular part of the task, we can't fully calculate work needed time-given difference. That's why it's always better start early and don't waste time. I always plan ahead, but let the process to make changes to this plan as soon as I start working on its implementation. Basically, instead of spending too much time on planning, which will never be exact, I plan the basics and leave details to the process. Thanks to Avatars for generated questions and answers. You can check every Avatar's Q&A from the description. See you in the next part.